What up, YouTube? This is Lamont the Real here, and I'm back with another one. So check this out, y'all, man. Remember I was telling y'all or talking about the Pooh Shiesty situation and how, he went about it the wrong way. Let's go ahead and check out some more of that, and we're gonna give our insight and reaction on this channel. And again, this will be Swamp Stories. They do a lot of good content. Make sure y'all go over and subscribe to their channel. Um, yeah, make sure y'all subscribe. But let me know what y'all think. The America's Most Dumbest Crash Outs. Quote on video. It's gonna blow your mind. Let's get it.
When you claiming you from that life, man, I told y'all it's a different kind of baby. I met Pooh Icy mama and took out running from her. I think everybody playing, but I don't think that little boy playing.
You're not some wild horse who can go out in the prairie and just go, do whatever you want to other wild horses. No, you are a ward of the state. You still have to be where you're supposed to be. Otherwise, they can put you back in prison. He posted his paperwork proving that he wasn't a snitch. But 2 hours later, he goes and robs Gucci Mane. So the PO knows where you are at all times. So stupid.
Like, it's one thing, you're gonna commit the crime, you're gonna make a song about it, you're gonna post shit online, the evidence online.
Yeah.
It's like, how much dumber and deeper can you go?
And they completely right. That makes a lot of sense too. Like I told y'all, man. Just like the Dirt case, man. He did a lot of crimes, hits, whatever. Go right online, put it on video. Do a video citing the lyrics and everything. Like, come on, man. How dumb can these rappers get? And again, on the Pooh Shiesty thing, the dumbest shit you ever do is go into your CEO office and rob him or whatever he had. They took his jewelry and stuff. So it's like, wow, come on, y'all.
Welcome back to another episode of Swamp Stories. For this one, we cover one of the most talented and popular rappers in the game. Probably the most influential rapper of this generation, aside from National Basketball Association Youngboy. But also the king of crashing out. No one, and I mean no one, can top this level of crash out. Even as a millionaire with his face plastered everywhere, he's still willing to commit crimes with his face open with zero thoughts of consequences. Even after facing 60 years in prison and then serving 4, he still did not learn his lesson. This is the embodiment of a king crash out. So get ready, because this video will have you laughing, sighing, and probably canceling your next vacation to Memphis. But before we get into it, let me run the intro. Right in the middle of the I-55 corridor made it the perfect location to distribute south to Louisiana and Mississippi and Arkansas and Texas, and then north to Chicago, Kentucky, Indiana, St. Louis. You get the picture. And that being said, Memphis created a lot of street thousandaires and some millionaires as well. One of these, and most importantly, our young man Lontrell. Lontrell came up slanging in the streets, but quickly outgrew Memphis and became known as the mob boss. The mob boss of what? Well, that would be the gang he created called the Memphis Mob. Well, with all of his street money, he was actually able to turn a lot of it legit with his legitimate business. He opened some local nightclubs, but more importantly, he started a record label called Mob Ties Records.
Remember, I was telling y'all that, a lot of times outside of Chicago and Detroit and all them other cities and states, bro, they had structure back in the day. I'm telling y'all, they had structure within these gangs, record labels, companies, stuff like that. So it was definitely easy for them to kind of manage crime rate and all that.
So to get this straight, he's the mob boss of his gang called the Memphis Mob, and he opened a record label called Mob Ties. So obviously he had no plans of concealing his street life. And as you'll see, not making smart decisions is a major theme of this video. Well, either way, being the mob boss, he got a lot of women. And along with that, he had a lot of children. Kids left and right, but most importantly, his very first son, Lontrell Jr., born in 1999.
Precisely.
Despite having real motion and the ability to keep his son away from the streets, Lontrell did not do that at all. In fact, since his birth, he was raised right in the mix of it, being raised in the Cane Creek apartments with his mom.
A troubled South Memphis apartment complex is back in the news tonight after yet another tenant contacted ABC 24 about the deplorable living conditions there.
Literally inside the trap spots with all the bad influences right in front of him. And when it comes to violence, he certainly was not sheltered from that either. Why I say that? Well, because allegedly...
Because I'm going to tell y'all, before he even say something, I feel like he went through, I don't know if his mother was being abused, but it looked like he's seeing it within the household before it teared out into the streets.
His pops was big into that as well. And that takes us to the year 2004. It's now 2004 and Mob Boss has enough money to sign artists to his label. To this point, he spent tens and tens of thousands of dollars building out studios and signing local talent that he hopes can one day make it big. Well, if you can remember, back at this time, the biggest way to blow up was to go to a local radio station. So this is exactly what Mob Boss does as he approaches the biggest local station known as Q1075. And long story short, he goes to the label, he says, "Hey, I got all this cash, can you promote my artists?" And they say, "No." Then he says, "Look, I can give you more cash." And they say, "No." Either his artists were actually trash, or the label just didn't trust him and didn't want to take his money, but either way...
I think, for one, they didn't trust him. Two, they didn't know who he was. So you come up in the studio or in the radio station, they say, "Hey," and you offer them whatever amount of cash, and they tell you no, it's something bigger than that. They have, which I got to understand with these radio stations too. Just like with the Jay-Z thing. I seen something with Charlemagne is some ways signed under Rockefeller as far as the social media part, because he controls he's part ownership of the Breakfast Club, and it just makes sense because, like I said, if you got ties within a record label, yeah, them people would have took them people's money quick. But at the same time, like I said, if the top boss don't call that radio station, say, "Hey, play this on your station, play this artist," they're not gonna do it. That's why they told him no. He offered them cash, even more amount of cash, and they still told him no.
The answer was that's not happening. So of course, Mr. Mob Ties Records is not happy. And that takes us to April 12th, 2004. It's a late night in downtown Memphis, and Q1075 DJ Rebecca Glenn is asleep in her apartment. That's when she gets a loud, alarming knock on the door. She wakes up concerned, squints her eyes, and makes her way up to the front. And without even checking the peephole, she opens up the door.